I'm extremely late to this review, but this is my review of set number 75367 Venator-class Republic Attack Cruiser. That is a mouthful. This is an 18 plus set, of course. Set contains 5,374 pieces. Also comes with 2 minifigs, a printed display plaque, and an exclusive Clone Wars brick. Ooh. This set retails for $650 US. I am not sponsored by LEGO. If you was looking to purchase this October 1st, you was actually gifted with a gift with purchase item. It's just 2 patches. It's Captain Rex and Yularen and a metallic Republic credit. And it's kind of cool, but not really worth trying to buy this day one though. There's already so much to talk about just the box alone. For starters, they finally have the correct Republic logo, unlike the UCS gunship. The main box art is just the Venator all by itself with this black background. It looks good, feels premium. On the side of the box, there is a 20-year Clone Wars image on the side, and on all other sides of the box, there are different angles of the Venator from the front, the back, the bottom, and even the top of it. It also shows the dimensions of the model. Width is omitted, but the dimensions is 22 inches if you were curious. Few shots of the Clone Wars on the back, and as soon as you open the box, you're greeted with 2 more boxes, but with these boxes have some amazing still shots of Revenge of the Sith on it. Both sides of it, on the top, it has just the name of the vessel in white lettering, just a very nice premium aesthetic. After opening those boxes, you're now finally starting to get to the pieces. You have 4 thick instruction manuals. Looking inside one of the instruction manuals, you get some info about the UCS Venator, and also this set was designed by the same person who made the UCS gunship, which is Hans, and if you don't know who that is, it's probably for the best that you don't. While still looking at the instructions, 2 of them actually can connect together to have a full shot of the Venator. It's a little offset, but it still is a really cool and unique idea. A decently sized sticker sheet and a whopping 48 numbered bags. Let's get into the build. 17 hours, the Venator is complete, and to surprise no one, this thing is huge. But first, let's talk about the minifigs. First, looking at the plaque for the Venator, it's a printed piece with an image of the Venator on it, and the specs about it, you can pause it, read it if you want. Here is the exclusive 20 years anniversary Clone Wars brick printed. It's a very nice piece to get along with the set. It's exclusive to the set. You will not find it anywhere else. First minifig we're starting off with is young Admiral Yularen. This is a great figure. This is the first that we've got a Republic style officer. He has a nice print on the torso and dual molded legs, as you should have in a UCS set. He also has a double-sided head, obviously, because every minifig has a double-sided head. And now, arguably the most controversial thing about this entire set, the fabled and highly regarded Phase 2 Captain Rex. I'm going to be completely honest. I think this Captain Rex is kind of bad. Now, I think the print itself isn't too bad, especially on the arms. I think the arms are the best part of this. And the pauldron is way too big, though. I think that it was decent. I'm glad they put it in the set, but it's so big that I just don't even enjoy it. And then the lack of waistcloth piece is just really bad. Now, there's an easy fix. You can just purchase a waistcloth. I have a link in the description if you're curious to buy one. And also, the helmet holes is really ugly. Now, I was leaning on it before in previous reviews, but I will have to say that it's particularly ugly here because you are paying $650 for this. So to get a Phase 2 Captain Rex now, you have to pay $650 unless you really want to buy the original one from 2013 that's now for $200 plus just to get a single minifig. That's just extremely overpriced. I cannot justify that by any means. So I think it's a bad minifig. I won't lie. It's like I like it, but then I don't. I hate it more than I like it, and it's unfortunate because I wanted this to be a really good minifig, but they just dropped the ball so hard. But I will say one last good thing though, he does have a good face print, like a unique face clone head, and he has a little bandage on his forehead to, you know, show that he has the inhibitor chip removed. So there's some good qualities to it. It's just it could have been much better. Finally, now it is time to look at the Venator. At the top, you notice that this isn't your typical Venator. This is one that has a red bridge, unlike the one from Revenge of the Sith. This is a flagship style Venator, only seen in the Clone Wars TV show. So I personally like the design choice. I still rather have the bluish gray bridge from episode 3, but I think the red certainly pops at you more. Even though it would have been nice to include some extra pieces so you could have chosen which version you'd prefer, that would have been nice. Moving towards the back, it's a surprisingly smooth design. It's definitely accurate, but compared to the front side, it's very simple, no texture whatsoever. I think it's a bit too simple on the back. Moving even further down, we finally see the amazing 8 ion thrusters. These look so good. I love the use of power miner drills and gunmetal. That looks so good. I think that's a really nice touch. They are very well engineered. They have a little, very little, but basically no sag. I mean, you really have to really like have a measuring tape to even tell, but it's really good. They implemented some good techniques in it for the big main thrusts that you see, for they won't sag as much. So I think that's a really clever thing that they did. Looking at the bottom, it's not particularly detailed. I honestly didn't expect it would be, but I personally really like how it looks as a few red strips tiles underneath and some nice greebling. Also, I know you can't see it too well, but there's a roller coaster track piece in there. Some really superb details. There's also a hangar bay and just a red strip going further along to the front. Let's look at the front. At the front section, this front part of the Venator looks good with some greebling and really nice detail they put right here. It very much looks like how it's supposed to. It's even slightly rounded at the tip. Looking at the side, there are just some more greebling. It's the exact same on both sides. And these 2 giant cannons. Unfortunately, there isn't any mobility, no function with them. It's pretty loose there, so it's a bit distracting, but you know, you don't really have to think about it too much. While still looking at the sides, there's a part of it that isn't symmetrical. There's 2 hangar doors on each side, and one side is fully closed and covered up, and the other side has a tiny micro build of a gunship. That's supposed to be a reference to the UCS gunship, but the space for it is only 2 studs deep, so you're not getting much interior space, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate. Speaking of interior space, I was like many who were disappointed that there was unfortunately no possible way to include an interior space. You see, there's these 2 giant beams going across the whole thing. There's no way they could have included a hangar bay with micro builds in it. I still would have liked if they at least possibly had the panels flip up to have some interior space like the 2009 playset version. It almost looks like you could fit something in there, but that's obviously not the case. I'm not too heartbroken about it personally. Something that I'm not too fond of is the use of stickers. Now, the ones at the top is not too bad. Probably shouldn't have really included it, and also the one in the back didn't really need, but it's not too bad. However, the one for the open circle symbol is definitely the worst one out of the bunch, because it's not even the same kind of gray as the actual piece that it's using. It's like this really ugly, almost yellowish tone of gray instead of the bluish gray that's the actual color of the entire set. So honestly, they should have just had a printed piece, but they didn't. They should have just, if they did not want to do a printed piece, they could have used a clear one so you could at least still see the color of it. I know you would have had air bubbles in it, and you could possibly see if you don't put it on right, it would look really bad, but that at least could have been something. Or just print the piece. I mean, you are paying $650 for this, so at the very least they could have been bothered to just have some printed pieces, but I guess that's too much for Lego. Moving slightly up from those awful stickers, we actually see the main slope build that goes into the body of the Venator with all kinds of greebling and textures, and there are some side slope pieces you can see with a few translucent blue like 1x4s and 1x2 tiles that's showing a great amount of detail, and all the blue pieces representing each 4 level throughout the bridge. They are completely symmetrical on each side. A quick look at the heavy turbo laser turrets on each side. They sit in these recessed pockets. Builds extremely simple. No need to be complex. There are 8 of them in total. You can adjust them in any direction that you want. They're a bit fragile. They fall apart a little bit, but honestly, you could just build it the way you want it as you're building it. So there's no real play feature with them, of course, but they look good. Final thoughts. What do I think about the UCS Venator? I think it's definitely a great set. Definitely one of the best UCS sets of all times. Definitely in the top 5. And I definitely recommend getting this set. Obviously, save your money. Don't go crazy trying to get this thing and go bankrupt or whatever else have you. But yeah, definitely save up if you really like the Clone Wars and the prequel era as a whole. This is a really good buy. I mean, it's a great build, and it's, if Captain Rex wasn't so bad, this would have been a perfect 10 out of 10. But I will rate this set a 9.6. Like, it's really good, but that Captain Rex is definitely one of the bad parts about it, and also the stickers. I think the stickers are kind of not good. I think they should have been printed, but aside from those things and a few falling pieces, like pieces that fall apart, like the turrets and the little cannons on the side, regardless, it's a great set. So I think you should get it. So those have been my thoughts. Tell me yours down below down in the comments, because I read every single comment. And with that, I will bid you all adieu.